The most exciting part is only coming. The excursion to Nespol and the dinner, conference dinner after that. But before that, let us see a few statistics about the conference again, and then the future of publishing of your papers, which is probably the most interesting information for you. I hope you had good discussions in this conference, and it was fruitful to you, and that your material will get published in the future special issues. Okay. Thank you, Marco. I would like to just remind you that this conference was organized by University of Zagreb, Instituto Superior Technical from Lisbon, and Sofia Universities and Kliment Opolski, who has campuses here in Burgas and also in Sofia, and the SDEWES Center as executive organizer. International Scientific Committee has reviewed your abstracts. These are people that are actually behind all this scientific reviewing process, editing process. They also made a decision on archival papers, so they were inviting reviewers. Half of them are in Stanford 2% list, so those are really top people, and quite a few of them are editors. I would like to thank very much local organizing committee. Please stand up all here in the room who are in local organizing committee. And my special thanks to Renina, because she did most of the local hard work, finding places where you will have fun and, of course, work. Thank you very much again. And then I would also like to thank our reviewers. Those are members of Scientific Advisory Board. They review the papers. We have quite a lot of them. And they are really very, very helpful to the conference. We re-invite them all the time, and they continue to work. But sometimes if they don't deliver, then they get uninvited by the system. So I think this position is should be quite cherished, because this is the pool of people we also look at when we are searching for guest editors. And then guest editors, if they're good as guest editors, they become candidates for subject editors in journals. So how do we find editors in journals? Well, this is the starting point. We had 82 on-site and 20 online participants from 30 countries. 68 papers were presented on-site orally in 12 regular sessions, plus 2 plenary lectures. 5 on-site presentations were not carried out. You know our rules, they will be cancelled from proceedings, and they will not be invited to special issues. But 90 papers were presented online in 12 regular sessions. In case you have informed us in time that you will not be able to come to Burgas and you have done your online presentation, then your paper is safe. Yeah, but just not coming is not really that nice. Virtual conference is still going on. Please log in while you're on the beach in Burgas, or while you were having some other activities, and watch the presentations. You will have a window of opportunity to put questions. Please put questions, whatever is interesting to you, but also a reminder to authors that they have to answer those questions. We're really tough on asking authors to answer online questions because, come on, imagine you are presenting a paper orally on site, and then there is a question coming from the audience, and then you just walk away. Yeah. You know, this is not nice behavior. So we expect you to answer all the questions. Since our system is not yet that artificially intelligent, we send reminders even if you think that the question is not relevant. So answer even to the relevant questions in order to reduce the amount of communication you're going to get from me, reminding you. And then you will say, okay, but this is not really relevant, then I have to go to check if it's relevant. So it's easier to answer until Marco solves the problem of IE deciding is the question relevant or not. Let's now move to post-conference publishing rules. Those papers that are archival papers, we will try to publish them in our partner journals. We are negotiating now special issues for this year. We already have around 20 special issues. We're still negotiating a few more. These are our historical partner journals, so not all of them will have special issues this year, but these journals had special issues with us in the past. We successfully published more than 3,700 papers up to now in those special issues. So that is the reason why our proceedings is just work in progress proceedings. You can, of course, cite it, as you can cite everything, but we don't put it online because we don't consider these papers actually finally published, because we want you to try to publish those papers in a journal, because conference is a place where we meet to discuss your work in progress, to see how we can help you to improve your paper, and then you start the process to archive your paper in a journal. Conference is more ephemeris activity. It's more networking and exchange of ideas. We would also like to mention that we have a journal, SDEWES, which is our journal. If ever you need fast publishing, you can submit there. And also we will open, if there is any need for fast publishing, a special issue in SDEWES and other JSDI journals or immediately after the conference, because other special issues will open only after Gran Canaria conference. We also have Journal of Sustainable Development Indicators. This one also can open immediately, which is edited by Goran Krajic, so you can talk to him. Then we have a Journal of Sustainable Development of Natural Resources Management, which is edited by Peters Varbanov. He's here, so you can talk with him. We can also open a special issue here immediately after the conference if there is a need, and Journal of Sustainable Development of Smart Energy Networks. So these are for quick publishing, but generally special issues are only open for 2 months, and then we wait for the main conference to end. And what we do after that, we invite authors of archival papers only to rank the journals according to where they think they have the best chance to publish in a best journal. So it's a kind of game theory you have to apply to the rank. Because you can't really rank a Q1 closed access journal as second, because they will all get full with the first rank, most probably, because they're oversubscribed, usually 3 times. So guest editors will find enough good papers among those that ranked it first to fill in Q1 journals. So it's better to rank Q2, Q3, Q4 after the first one. First one you can, of course, choose according to what you think is the best chance. You will be selected and then actually successfully publish. If you aim for too high, well, you will get rejected. Of course, your paper has to be good because it goes through a normal review process in the journal. Okay, once you have ranked the papers, and you will be invited to rank papers in September, when we start opening the whole process, then editors, guest editors, or editors-in-chief, or whoever do the selection, it depends on the journal, they will first select from rank 1 papers. And then once they will have 1 week window of opportunity to select from rank 1, and if they didn't find enough papers, good papers for their special issue, then we will open them rank 2. And then rank 3, etc., etc. So once we have offered all archival papers to all journals for selection, so after some papers were not selected according to their rank, they get an opportunity to say, okay, I'm fine to be selected with any journal or not. Maybe you have better publishing opportunity on your own. Then, only then, if we didn't fill in some special issues, and it will happen with some special issues, especially those that are not cheap, then we will also open it for conference papers. So conference papers will also get opportunity to publish, but don't expect Q1 journals. They will be full by that time. So once you get selected and the special issue opens, you get invitation letter. And we need you to quickly react to that. If you don't like the invitation, decline it, no problem. You open a space for somebody else. So be nice, be collegial. Don't keep the invitation open for a whole month. You can make a decision with your authors in a few days. And you will get many reminders from me, unless you accept or decline quickly. But be careful. Invitation letter has to be read. Don't just read the journal where you have been invited and that's it. No, there are many guidelines in it. If you don't follow the guidelines correctly, you are going to be rejected in pre-screening, and that's going to be very unfortunate. So we had recently a change of editor-in-chief in an important journal among our partner journals, and he decided to change way he wants papers to be. And we clearly said that in the introduction letter. What happened that probably around half of authors didn't read it, and they submitted it in the old way, so they got rejected. And the whole special issue, which is usually publishing like 20 to 30 papers, is going to have only 10 papers. Well, I can't help authors, you know, they come to me and they say it was rejected. You know, great authors, great paper, but it was not written according to the guidelines of a new editor-in-chief. What can I do for you? Come on, you know, you need to read invitation letter. Also, you need to read journal guidelines. Everything is written there. In my experience as editor, 30% of authors don't ever read any instruction at all. Completely, you know. Okay, I know, you buy a washing machine and you think you know how it works. And in most cases, the engineers were so good that they made the washing machine so you could just press a button and it works. But in journals, it doesn't work like that. It's not a washing machine. Yeah, it is expected not for a general public who are mostly illiterate people. They cannot read more than WhatsApp messages. It's expected that you can read because you're scientists. So read those instructions, please. Let's avoid having rejections just because you didn't read carefully. Also, you need to rewrite paper for the journal, especially the introduction. I mean, your research can be framed in many different ways. So you need to frame the paper according to the journal usual type of papers it's published. Of course, it will be the results and methods, but different journals have different scope. And you have to bring your paper to the scope. If you can't bring your paper to the scope, don't even try to send the paper to the journal because it will be rejected. And that's a pity. And please don't ask for extensions. You know, you have now it's end of June. You have July, August, and September to work on paper. 3 months. And then when you get invitation at the end of September or beginning of October, then you have 30 days to rewrite the introduction. So you frame your material according to the journal needs. So there's plenty of time. Be prepared. Of course, your paper, which was accepted at this conference, it's still work in progress. I mean, we didn't really ask you to have fully finished journal-ready paper for the conference. What we were reviewing to see, does your paper have novel contribution, and did you use methods and get some results which are correctly framed? But we didn't check, is your paper ready for Q1? No. Yeah. This is going to be done in the phase once you submit it to the journal. Okay, regarding the conference proceedings, please, it's only available to you. So don't put it online, because if you put it online, we are all done. All the papers will be found by 13, and everything will be a mess, and then we have to try to put the conference out. You don't have right to put it online. Conference proceedings is not your, you have no copyright over it. But you have copyright of your paper. You can put it wherever you want. But if you put it online, and you say that it was published at the conference, it's done. You cannot send it to a journal anymore. Finished. So, if you are putting it online, don't say it was published at the conference. Say it is a preprint of a future journal publication. That's acceptable. So, this is important to think about, because every year there is at least one guy who does that, and then he comes back crying and saying, I can't publish it anymore, and it was such a good material. Yeah, I can't help that. but copyright is with you. If you have any questions on publishing, now is the time. I repeat, if you need fast publishing, send me an email and ask for any of JSE journals, and we can open a special issue there immediately. And if your paper fits the scope, of course, we can then send it to the review process. But all other journals get open in end of September, probably beginning of October. If no questions, then let's look at the future. The future is in Gran Canaria. The main conference will be from August 30 to September 3rd. Those islands are very special. They're actually in Africa, although we don't call it African Conference since it's the main conference. It is Spain, part of Spain. Every single island is different. So if you want to see very different islands, add a few more days of vacations so you can do some island hopping. There is an extremely interesting scheme, technical scheme on island El Hierro. Unfortunately, it will be too complicated to organize a technical trip. But I'm going to go there before the conference. El Hierro is an island which has not much water, so practically all water is desalinated. Actually, Canary Islands have all their water desalinated. But desalination is also helping integration of wind power. There is a reversible hydropower plant with 2 lakes, and desalinated water gets filled into the lower lake, and then when there is excess of wind, it's pumped to the higher lake, and when there is not enough there is not enough electricity from wind, then it's used to produce electricity. So it's a kind of wind desalination combination. But the islands have a beautiful climate all year long, same temperature around 20, so you will be able to escape from European heats. Beautiful beaches. And we're going to have very nice conversations, panels, invited talks, so please come. You still have 3 days open abstract hall. In 3 days it closes. So after we finish during lunch, you can still submit an abstract. Okay, what about after that? Second African SDEWES conference has been confirmed in Dar es Salaam, and Goran will be chair. So if you have any questions, co-chair, okay, co-chair. If you have any questions, ask him. Tanzania is a beautiful African country, one of my most favorite. And if you have some vacation time in August, I suggest doing a Serengeti safari. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
July.
And, sorry?
It's end of July.
Yeah. Okay, end of July, yes. Yeah. End of July is the conference, but after that, 10-day safari in Ngorongoro, Serengeti, visit Hadzabe people, Maasai people. It's an incredible experience. I've done it, so I know what I'm talking about. I divide people into 2 sides. There are people who been to Africa and love Africa, and people who haven't been to Africa don't know what Africa is. Africa is something completely different. And then our main conference will be in Dubrovnik in October. So you're most welcome to come there. A very successful location. We get more and more people. We are thinking about escaping the prices, but for now it seems it is so popular that prices don't matter. So we say. And then 28th, most probably we will have 4th Asia Pacific conference in January, February in Manila, but we're still negotiating. And then 6th Latin American conference in Monterrey, Mexico in May. And then we are considering to have 7th Southeast European conference in Brașov, in Romania, which would practically be the last Southeast European country to cover it. But I'm not sure. I'm going to have an invited talk there in end of October, and then I will probably decide. And then the main conference, we were thinking about Greece, but now our founder, who is now, she's now Minister of Energy and Environment of Portugal, she said she would like to have it in Lisbon. So we will consider Lisbon, going back to Lisbon. It's a great city where I lived 8 years, so I love it. Okay, so see you there at one of those conferences, and thank you very much.